So through those valuable lessons that we learned, a big takeaway that we got was lack of clarity. Lack of clarity led to lack of focus, and lack of focus led to ultimate failure.
For our listeners getting to know you for the first time, would you give us a little bit more about your story and your current focus?
Yeah, a little background about me. I got started investing in real estate back in January of 2018. Prior to that, I was a full-time aircraft technician. I honestly had no aspirations to do anything outside of aviation, just simply due to the fact that it was all I ever knew. It's all I ever wanted to do growing up. And so I was working full-time, just got married. My dad calls me up out of nowhere and tells me that him and my mom are getting ready to start flipping houses. And I thought, all right, that's interesting. You guys have never had any real estate investing interests before. Why now? Why flipping? Help me understand what's going on. So he gives me all this information, background, starts giving me some resources and tools and stuff to check out. The conversation really catapulted my interest into the business. Now, we never ended up flipping anything, but we did make the decision that we were going to do something in real estate. So my wife and I almost jumped in immediately into what's called wholesaling, which I'm sure a lot of your listeners probably know. We tried that for about 6 months. We didn't actually close on any transactions. Realized I could have cared less about it anyway. I really wanted the benefits of owning real estate. So we're like, all right, well, how do we buy something? How are we going to be able to afford to buy something? Because let's be honest, we were just broke as a joke, newlyweds, trying to figure out how to make it work. So we got creative, found a way to go out and buy a fourplex. Which was a really large deal for our first ever investment that we didn't really have a lot of money to pay for anyway. We learned a lot of valuable lessons through that acquisition because our initial intent was just to house hack it and live in one of the units, rent out the other 3, live for free, make a little bit of money, use that money to grow of course, our personal liquidity, eventually refi or sell or something. We weren't sure what we were going to do quite yet, but get more money to be able to just rinse and repeat the process, buy bigger and better properties as we continued to grow. Well, then we lost 60 grand on that investment. That didn't pan out. So through those valuable lessons that we learned, a big takeaway that we got was lack of clarity. Lack of clarity led to lack of focus, and lack of focus led to ultimate failure. Just time and time again, everything we tried to do. We went from house hacking to long-term rentals to midterm rentals to short-term rentals to flipping to all different kinds of things, all within this one transaction. And none of it was really conducive to success. So once we got the clarity about what we wanted, which was really passive life, right? Financial freedom, avoiding capital gains and any other taxes one might be forced to pay in America. So through that, we immediately made the decision that large-scale commercial multifamily syndications was basically going to be the route that we wanted to take. That was going to be the asset class that helped us achieve massive success. So once we made that decision, I had no idea how to do any of that, right? I was a small peon in the fish and in the pond. And so how on earth were we going to be able to actually break into the space, do it right, and actually buy large multi-million-dollar properties? So I got a mentor, right? The same thing that I'm sure a lot of your audience has heard before or has hopefully done already. Find someone that's been there, done that can help guide you through. It's kind of like higher education, right? You go out and you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on college for someone to give you a degree that doesn't really even teach you how to do the new asset, the new like business or whatever that you want to do. You got to go get a job to start from the bottom.
Yep.
But when you hire a mentor, you pay what, 20 grand or less. And then they teach you how to be a multimillionaire and start your own business and create your own destiny. I mean, makes sense to me, right?